We're on to learning unit number 7. That means we're about halfway done with this course and this semester. And you're going to notice something else about learning unit number 7, that the dates, it's an extended learning unit. And the reason for that is because we start on our mini fall break October 10th. So this one is extended out a few days. So the first thing to realize is that we're going to look at how we go about evaluating health promotion programs. As I've told everybody, we are not actually implementing our programs, but we're setting them up so that we could evaluate whether or not we are meeting our outcomes. So whether or not the health promotion program did what we wanted to do. So you're reading or you're watching this video, and then the learning outcomes have changed slightly as far as the assignments. So please listen up to this piece here. And in your syllabus, and I have updated the syllabus and changed it for you. So if you look at the syllabus right now, it would be accurate. But in the syllabus, it had us doing our collaborative document, not this week, as far as topic 4, but next week. And it had us doing our midterm assignment this week. And so I have changed them around because the midterm assignment will be due in learning unit number 8, so next learning unit. I will explain to you what that is in this learning unit number 7. But for purposes of this learning unit, we're going to be reading chapter 10. That's about evaluating health promotion programs. We do that by developing outcomes. So we're going to learn about how do you do that, what is a SMART outcome, and then you're going to use your collaborative document to look at if you would have implemented this program, how were you prepared to know whether or not your program was successful, whether or not you met the learning or the outcomes that you wanted to. So did your health promotion program bring about the desired change that you wanted? So therefore, you have to know your outcomes and you have to develop them. And SMART just means they're going to have to be specific, they have to be measurable, action oriented, and then this is big part with health promotion programs. They need to be realistic. Health promotion programs are typically done by volunteers who have limited time and limited resources. Mostly financial resources are very limited. So yes, there are some health promotion programs that are very large, grant funded, etc. But for our purposes, we really have to make sure that our outcomes are realistic along with measurable. And one of the key readings this week in chapter 10 talks about, on page 235, talks about categories of nursing sensitive outcomes. And if you look at that, it talks about behavioral outcomes, either actions or activities that were completed. Perceptions is another big behavioral outcome. Perceptions, that means what did your group members either think or know about a topic, such as physical activity or vaping, at the beginning, and what did they perceive, what did they think was about the topic at the end. So that's perceptions is a big one that's easy to measure. You usually ask a couple questions to your participants at the beginning and you ask them those same questions at the end. So that's one way to have a measurable outcome. And you hope if you ask them about how did they perceive or what did they think about vaping at the beginning, and what they think about it at the end, it's really going to change. Or you can ask them, did you learn, what was your knowledge at the beginning? What was your knowledge at the end? So you're going to be doing your discussion board post as well. So again, reading chapter 10 is a very important chapter to accomplish a very strong health promotion program. In chapter 10, it also talks about mobile health applications that you might be interested in looking further at for your particular health promotion program. But mobile health applications for this, it's a document, it's an article. I'm just asking you to look through pages 1 and 2 and then read the conclusions because it's very informative and may be of benefit to your groups. It's a short 3-minute video about how to really evaluate sources. So you're using sources, you're using evidence, you're using articles and web links, etc. How do you evaluate whether or not those links are credible? It's very short, but it's great. This is a document about SMART objectives, or no, it's not a document, I'm sorry. It's just it's an informatic, it's a graphic. So when we say a SMART outcome or objective, what are we looking at? Being specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So this is just a nice visual for you. The next part is an actual article about writing measurable outcomes using the SMART method. So while you don't have to read the whole thing, start reading the information that you find underneath the heading of SMART outcomes. Again, these are resources for you to better understand how to write a SMART outcome and what that actually means. So instead of taking up your time right now and going through it, I expect everybody can read through the information themselves and collaboratively work with your group on developing SMART outcomes, which is what your collaborative document is asking you to do this week. Determine what you expected, or determine what your SMART outcomes for your group's program are going to be. And then what I want to tell you is this originally, according to the syllabus, this midterm assignment was due this week. But please note that I have changed it. So you have your collaborative document, you have your discussion board, but you do not have the midterm until you come back from fall break. So it'll be due the end of learning unit number 8. So I'm just going over it right now. And if you click on it, you can see this is a place that you can submit your midterm assignment, but the instructions about it are right here. So in case you do want to complete this assignment early, again, it's not due until next week. You're going to click on here and you're going to see that the source isn't found. Well, that's not very helpful. But you're going to click on the document. Let me go back up to, let's get out of here. I bet you our instructional designer might be working on this right now because I was having some problems with it. If I go to assignments and click on the midterm assignment, let's look at the document. Here we go. So the link will be working when you're watching this, when you're on learning unit number 8. So it's due week 8 now. And the purpose of this is to educate you on a tool used by healthcare professionals, nurses, physicians, all kinds of healthcare professionals. It's called the United States Preventive Service Task Force recommendations. But our tool, how we find it, is the Prevention Task Force application. It's used to improve the health of people nationwide, so in our country, by making evidence-based recommendations about preventive services. So again, we've been focusing on health promotion, but remember the title of this course is Health Promotion and Prevention. So we're looking at preventive services such as screenings, counseling services, and preventive medications. So this is a group of physicians that have come together. They read the research, they go through it all, they come together every couple of years to update these recommendations. And you're going to do a 2 to 3 page paper going through these steps. It's more of a step-based kind of process. So first you're going to read an article, and you just click on here and you're going to read it. What's behind rising colorectal cancer rates in young adults? And then you're going to summarize, give a brief summary of what you read. That's worth 20 points. Okay, that's easy enough, right? We're starting to look at colorectal cancer, CRC, and the rates in young adults. This is going to be used as an example throughout. Then you're actually going to go to the U.S. Preventive Service Task Force, and you're going to note that they talk about the differences in A, B, C, and D grades of evidence. So obviously, grades of evidence are on a spectrum. So you can have high levels, really excellent, thorough research has been done, and we know for a fact that this is an A level or A grade of evidence that was used. And it's up to D, where there's been a few or smaller studies that have been done to support one of the recommendations. So I want you to summarize the difference. Then you're going to go to that app. You're going to actually download this app on either your computer or your phone, whatever you prefer. There's instructions for both. So you go on here, you click on this link, and it's going to open an app in your computer or phone. While you're on the app, you're going to summarize what did the United States Preventive Services Task Force say about screening for colorectal cancer in adults. And you're going to note that there's differences in the recommendation based on how old you are. So under grade A, you're going to review colorectal screening in adults 50 to 75. Then you're going to see that there is also screening in adults now 45 to 49. And that's different grade level. And then C, you're going to review the screening in adults 76 to 85. So you're going to go on and you're going to let us know for 30 points what the recommendations are based on this. And you're also then, while you're on this app, you're going to briefly discuss another topic of interest to you by clicking on the by topic. So most of this is about colorectal cancer because now we have screening recommended for adults 45 and older. That's a recent change, I think 2 years ago now, whereas before screening for colorectal cancer was for adults 50 and older. So they decreased it due to the increasing number of cancer rates, of colorectal cancer rates in young adults. So believe me, it's going to come together, but you can see the points associated with each step. And you put together this paper with your name on it, and you're going to submit it next week. Any questions, let me know, but that is going to be, again, for next week, whereas this week you're going to do your collaborative document number 4 and the discussion board post that you will see. I hope you have a nice extended week with working on this content, and then have a great couple days off for break.